Do fraudsters choose religion? Or does religion choose them? Let me tell you about a man named Jimmy Swaggart, one of the most powerful preachers in America. His programs reached over 3,000 television stations around the world. Millions listened. Millions donated. Millions believed. Every Sunday, he stood at that pulpit and warned his congregation about the dangers of immorality, sexual sin, the corruption of the flesh, the road that leads away from God. In 1988, he was photographed leaving a motel room with a prostitute. He went on live television, wept in front of his congregation, said 4 words that became famous: "I have sinned against you." His ministry survived. He rebuilt it. He kept preaching. 3 years later, caught again. Different city. Same situation. And when asked about it this time, Swaggart reportedly said, "The Lord told me it's flat none of your business." So here is the question nobody in that congregation ever got to ask out loud: was he a man of God who fell, or was he something else who found the perfect place to hide? Now let's go somewhere bigger. Because Jimmy Swaggart is easy to dismiss. One man. One fall. This is not about one man. This is about a pattern. The Boston Globe investigation uncovered decades of sexual abuse by Catholic priests across Boston. The accusations stretched back to the childhoods of the victims. Some had waited 30 years to speak. But what the investigation found wasn't just priests who had committed crimes. It found that the church knew. And instead of going to the police, they moved the accused to new parishes, new cities, new congregations who had no idea what had just arrived. The families sitting in those pews every Sunday never got a warning. Because why would they suspect these were men of God? That phrase does a lot of work. Men of God. Think about what that title gives a person. Unconditional trust from people taught that questioning religious authority is weakness or sin. Access to the vulnerable, the grieving, the sick, the desperate. And perhaps most powerfully, the ability to frame every accusation as an attack. Not on the person but on the faith itself. They're not coming after me. They're coming after what I represent. If a role gives you trust, money, access, and immunity from criticism, what kind of person does that attract? Do enough good in public, and people start believing they can hide anything in private. The sermon becomes the cover. The prayer becomes the alibi. And the congregation watching the stage never sees what's happening behind it. In 2025, Robert Morris, founder of Gateway Church in Texas, a megachurch he built over 2 decades with hundreds of thousands of followers, pleaded guilty to charges of lewd acts against a child. He had built the church, led it, been its face for 20 years. And somewhere behind that stage, behind those cameras, behind that congregation, something else had been happening the entire time. One televangelist, one institution spanning centuries, one megachurch built by a single man. 3 different stories, one pattern. And the people who paid the price were never the ones with the title. So we return to the question. Sit with it honestly, not defensively. Do fraudsters choose religion? Do people who need unquestioned trust, who need access to the vulnerable, who need a platform that deflects all criticism, do they look at religious institutions and see exactly the structure they've been searching for? Or does the role itself create the fracture, the impossible gap between who you're supposed to be and who you actually are? The weight of performing goodness every single day. The loneliness of a position that cannot afford to show weakness. Or, and this is the hardest possibility, are the qualities that draw someone toward religious leadership in the first place: the need to be seen as good, the hunger for moral authority, the comfort of having answers when others are lost. Are those the same qualities that, without accountability, without honesty, without scrutiny, become exactly what we've been describing? Maybe the real danger is not religion. Maybe it is what happens when moral authority becomes untouchable. When the institution matters more than the people inside it. When the title protects the person instead of the person honoring the title. That can happen anywhere. But it happens here across faiths, across centuries, across continents with a consistency that is very difficult to ignore. So I'll leave you with this. Not an accusation. Not a verdict. Just the question that every person sitting in a pew, in a mosque, in any congregation anywhere in the world deserves to ask without being made to feel like a traitor for asking it. Who is this person when no one is watching? And if the institution's answer to that question is silence, maybe that silence is the answer. If you're not afraid to ask the questions they avoid, you're in the right place. Stay, if you want the answers they won't give. The unanswered.